Good afternoon and welcome back to another ironic introduction to another video. Today I have war number 7 versus REBF. As always, I am on path 7. This is the first time I will be taking this blade on kinetic transference with a non-ghost option. So I was a little worried going into this fight. There's a couple things I know. One, you want to bait L1s, because if you bait an L2, you run the risk of either A, pushing blade to an SP3, or 2, getting SP2 spammed, which can be problematic. The next thing is that if I get the infection on and then force block the blade, I can make him trigger regeneration, and that will give me a power drain. So that's a really good option in a bad case scenario if he's like holding his specials and not being aggressive with them. You can see here I pushed him to an SP2. I'm going to launch the L1 hoping I can get enough power drain. It doesn't work, so now I'm like really diced. I'm going to block a little bit and then dex the last part of the SP2. Works great. He's at a bar of power because that could have been super bad. If it had gone super bad, I think my intention would have been to just tank the last part of the SP2, but thankfully it wasn't too bad on the kinetic transference. From here, I do regain control of the fight with a couple L1 dexes in the corner. From there, it's just a matter of pummeling blade, getting that damage in. Now that he's like sub 25%, I know that this SP2 will kill, and the fight is over. Definitely not the cleanest, but not bad. Worst case scenario, I might have tanked like an L3 from Blade, but Warlock is super tanky, so I know I would have lived, especially since I've been full boosting this Warlock the whole time. Here, I think I have a 20%, a 15%, and a 20% champion boost active on this Havoc. I did not pop a invulnerability boost on this Havoc because I know I can tank an L3. And it's only a 5-star Havoc, so if I tank an L3, that'll put me at an L3 myself. Thankfully, he does launch an L2 here. It's a pretty easy fight to control with Warlock. It is like a non-stop amount of power gain. I think the biggest risk is Havoc just dropping a non-stop special 1 spam, but my Warlock is SIG 200, so worst case scenario, I would be able to chip him down over time. I just need him to launch this L2 here. You can see here, even with the power reduction from his non-contact hits, it's just not enough. He just throws back-to-back heavies and does push up to an SP3. It's not ideal. I completely miss the damage protection here on the SP3, so I'm going to take a bunch of damage here. But again, this is a 5-star Havoc in a war where I know that I can survive it because I'm heavily boosted. I think if it's a 6-star Havoc in the future, I'll make sure I pop like a special 3 defense boost just for the extra bit of special, or like if I really need to, an invulnerability boost. But like I said, it's a super easy fight to manage with Warlock, so I don't feel like I need to use the invulnerability boost here because you can see after tanking that L3, I'm just chilling on an SP3. I don't need to use it. I'm actually not going to use it until I absolutely have to. Either like Havoc goes back up to an SP3 or the fight is pretty much over. In this case, fight's pretty much over. He's at 24%. It's going to get like a good 14% off. Also give me a little bit of health back to deal with that chip damage I've been taking and give that super long power drain, which is going to give me full control of the fight. So here it's just a matter of getting a solid reparry and combo. Fight's over. So that's Warlock, super clean on the Havoc. I know that like Doc Ock might be a safer or easier option there, but I just really like Warlock. He's so tanky. He's got such good power control. He has the ability to tank an L3 from Havoc there, even without any kind of like gray boost or anything. It's just absolutely lovely. Next up, I have a kinetic transference Dormammu. So I'm going to be using Torch. Torch will just eat him up with the Nova Flame, build that up. I didn't turn Dexterity off for anything. I do dex this L1 in a way where I don't trigger the precision, so that works out fine for me. From there, I'm just going to pummel into the Dormammu. I'm not too concerned about the gain from the SP2 on kinetic transference because it's not like a special 3 threat. And honestly, he just dies so fast to Nova Flame. It's not threatening at all. Next up is this Nick Fury. And now, this is kinetic transference, powerful from afar, Nick Fury. I do personally think Doom is probably like the safest option here. But you can see right at the start, I've already made a critical failure. Archangel will eat this Nick Fury alive, but you need to pop an invulnerability boost on the chance that Nick Fury just builds to an L3, you play the fight incorrectly, etc. It's going to give you that extra survivability you need to finish him off in the second life, especially the second life. So you can see here, I don't have it active. I completely forgot, and that is my mistake, and it is going to give the maximum loss here, which is super unfortunate. I do block this full SP1. I was just making sure at any point I would have let go of block in order to not push him to an L3, but he stayed within an L2, so I do get to the point where he does launch that L2, which is really, really nice. You can see here I'm really just focusing on baiting this next one because I don't ever want to push him into an L3, especially since I don't have any kind of a safety net. But even 2 neurotoxins is just chunking through his health. The kill threat of this Nick Fury is really once he hits his second life. He goes that stun immune, so it's a little bit harder to drop the neurotoxins to eat him health. I accidentally block here. I was trying to get a short dex off because I know that will cause an aggressive Nick Fury. There I did opt to go for a double parry just to get some damage in because I knew the fight was already lost. I didn't really have a way to bait that L2. He was right there. If I triggered power from afar, I would have lost anyways, and super unfortunate. If I had popped the boost, definitely would have gotten that one shot. So next time I need to make sure I do. And that is war number 7. Not the greatest performance. We did end up losing this war due to lack of placement and 2 attack bonuses. So while this fight in particular wasn't critical for this war, it could have been. And because it could have been, I need to make sure I take that and learn from it going forward. So for those of you who know this fight inside and out, if you've got tips for me, please send them my way. As always, though, I hope you enjoyed, and I'll talk to y'all later. Peace.